As part of Mental Health Awareness Week, the Charity Mind have posed a relatively interesting question. And this question is, why fight for mental health? It's a deceptively complex question, if I'm honest. This is not to be something I can answer comprehensively in a short video, but I'm going to give it a go. So, I suppose the main reason, in my mind anyway, is that I believe that talking about it is the only way to change things. At the moment, there is still a lot of stigma, a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of discrimination around mental health. A lot of people feel like they can't talk about it. So they're basically feeling like they have to hide this massive part of their life. And that's not right. And I think that this taboo about the whole topic only feeds into the discrimination and the stigma and all the misconceptions, etc. I mean, how can you counter a misconception if you can't talk about it and you can't tell people what the reality actually is? So, yeah, basically, I feel that the more we talk about it, the more it'll be acceptable to talk about, the more people will feel able to talk about it, which will lead to things like people feeling able to go into treatment, to see a doctor, to ask for help, to ask for accommodations at work, to I don't know, just all sorts. The amount of things that just simply making it more acceptable to talk about the topic could potentially lead to are astronomical. So there we go, basically. I am open about my mental health in the hope that it will encourage, or maybe not encourage, but it will make it easier for other people to be open about their mental health. I am open about my mental health because I think it's the only way to get rid of the taboo. I'm open about my mental health because I want people to know the reality and not just... I mean, there's lots of academics and lots of stuff that you can read online, etc. But an awful lot of it's very sort of clinical, isn't it? A lot of it isn't exactly how it is because it's different for everyone. So I want to share my reality in the hope it makes it easier for people to share theirs, in the hope to encourage understanding, in the hope to just make it more acceptable to talk about. And if I'm really honest, if I'm being really ambitious about it, in the hope that we can start to enact some social change. Make it easier to... I mean, there's barriers to employment, so many barriers to employment, it's crazy. That was a really bad choice of word for a mental health campaigner, wasn't it? But you know, that just shows how ingrained it is to our social consciousness. But anyway, there's a lot of barriers to work. There's a lot of... I mean, don't even get me started on the benefit system. I mean, seriously, I'm going through that at the moment and it is horrible. It has quite possibly made me more ill at times. There's issues with relationships, friendships, just general getting around day to day can be difficult. Everything's just a little bit more difficult when you've got a mental health issue. And I'm not saying that people understanding it or being open about it will fix it, but it just might make it a little bit easier. And that's got to be a good thing, doesn't it? And anyway, and also if it encourages anyone into treatment or to be able to disclose to their family or to be able to disclose to work, then that's great. The more of us who are open about it, the more of us who are willing to talk about it, the better, basically. We need to end the taboo of the topic. We need to make it acceptable to talk about. And we need to be able to challenge the misconceptions, myths, stigmas, discrimination, any other negative thing whenever we see it. So that's why I talk about it, that's why I'm open about it, and that's why I will continue to do so.